before we all go home.
Okay. Hi everybody. I had a lot of fun playing. I did take the game very seriously from start to finish, regardless of my actions. I come into the game wanting to be a chaos agent when I knew I would probably be the safest with the most people around me, and then I started to develop my serious relationships with a lot of you to try to get you guys to take them seriously when I wanted you to. There were a lot of times throughout the game where there were people I was not working with, and then worked with them and relied on them for votes because I knew I could trust their intentions. Sivo being a very prime example. I was not great at challenges in this game, but I did win them when I actually needed to intentionally, and there are a lot of challenges that I did not want to win for very specific reasons. I think I was pitted amongst, in between a lot of you. A lot of us feel like we played the middle today, but I feel like my name came up on a lot of occasions, and I never really got votes, and I was in a prime position to make decisions. I had a structure. I felt like I was genuinely loyal to the people I wanted to be loyal to, but did what I had to do to get myself here. I'm proud of the game I played. Ask me questions, I'll happily answer them.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, for me, I think I was going to came to this game, had a lot of fun today. I think we're all playing all together. I think for me, this game started out with a lot of persistent connections. I think something that I felt like I did that really benefited me was branching out of those connections. I think John was somebody that I was close to. I was the coach that could save John. Like working with Athena very close to the point where Athena needed to be the one that she had to be cut out to weaken me. I think branching out really helped me throughout this game. I think throughout the game, I also feel like it's Big Brother, the challenge, Survivor. I think all three of those aspects I feel like I did very well in. I feel like I had control. I feel like I made moves to benefit my game. Obviously some missteps along the way, but it happens with everybody. But I think overall, I think I played the strongest game out of the two of us in terms of building connections, working with people, and really trying to show up the best I can in every single round. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Sibo, our final three member, you have the first question.
I put them more just for state.
So my brief, please.
I know, I'm getting there. Hi. So, I think you guys both did good. Okay, fine, we're on the same page. I am just letting you guys know, I'm going to base my vote off of who I feel did better, in my opinion.
So, yeah, I guess that's a jury vote.
Yeah, I think you both played a great game. You did what you had to do. We all do it, and good luck to both of you.
Just statements.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
I'll ask a question. I mean, first of all, I want to say you two actually play very similar games. Like Johnny, you started off very sneaky and made it very hard for people to want to play with you. And there's just a lot of chaos coming from you. And then Anthony, you were lying a lot, and it made it very hard for people to trust you as well. So I want to ask you, if you did not win so many HOHs, do you think you'd be here right now?
No, I think at the end of the day, it's, I come in to have fun, and I think part of that tends to make me a bigger threat in the game. But I think I do that because I feel like there are most instances where I feel like I can back it up, and I think I did back it up in terms of winning competitions, and it's part of the game, and I think that's a strength of my game rather than a weakness, because I felt like I was able to control who went out a lot of the rounds.
And I think
There were a lot of instances when I didn't win, where the opportunity to take me out was there, and it wasn't taken because, maybe people thought they'd get me out later on down the line. But I think, yeah, I think if I didn't win the competition, I wouldn't be here. But I do think it's a strength in my game to be able to control and help the narrative as much as I could.
Santi, Andre, or Athena?
I'll do it. Anthony, tell me why Johnny should win. Johnny, tell me why Anthony should win.
leaving. So nice meeting you. We'll be in touch.
Sivo, you're leaving?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay, bye.
Go to him about your vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go write it down on your way out.
What?
I'm write it down on the way out.
Thanks for playing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too.
Bye, Erin.
Bye. Thanks for letting me play.
Thanks for playing. Hope you had fun.
I did. Take care. The baby food I did not like, but.
Wait, did you guys explain why?
No, I was
Not yet.
Yeah, waiting for Steve.
Sorry, we're good. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Johnny should win. I think he played a very good social game. I think even getting yelled at by Sivo. I mean, Sivo didn't have the most social capital in the world, but obviously when you have a target on your back like that, it can be hard to navigate the rest of the game, and he still made it here. I think he played a good social game and didn't necessarily need all challenge wins to get here.
I think Anthony is one of the best players I know. I think that when Anthony gets put in a bad position, 8 out of 10 times he could find a way out of it. And I think there were 2 instances this game where he was able to get out of bad spots and scrap further, and he fought his way to the end in a very dominant competition way, which I think at the end of the day is the essence of the collision in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it really depends whether you value the competition game or the way that people play the social strategy, but Anthony definitely scrapped here, probably better than I did. I don't think there were many challenges that I really was able to pull off that helped dictate decisions that were made unless I was in like small running positions.
I don't really have a question. You guys both played a great game. I feel like my vote is going to lean towards someone who I was more loyal to just in the end of the day, even though things might not turn out the way that it does, but good game.
Athena?
I usually have a question. I don't have for the water. Someone said water and not take some. My question was, have you guys lied in this game? I think some people did. But if you did tell any lies, do you remember what lies you told? And I guess how did it help benefit
We'll be here
you?
a while.
But you get any of the lies you told?
We'll be here a while. I think
Which I don't.
I think a lie I told.
It's a game.
Well, there's 2 I think big ones. It was the one where I told Santi and Manfred and T that I was going to vote for Andre that round. It was really a last minute. I mean, it was like a last minute thing. They came to me and I just said yes. And I think the plan was already in motion to vote for Santi. And I think I felt bad. Like, I mean, me and Manfred had really built a relationship at that point, and like lying straight to his face was really tough. And I regret how I went about it. It was just really chaotic in the moment. I think it was necessary in order to make the plan happen, but I didn't think I had to like lie to Manfred specifically or do it in that specific way. But I think that benefited because we were able to make the Santi vote happen and ultimately like send him an elimination. I was kind of like, even if he came back, I was like, at least like we're making things happen a little bit, and that was sort of part of it. I think the other big lie was when T saved me in the Big Brother round when they were HOH, and kind of I said that I would work with them, and I think I was just a little pissed off about Athena going home, honestly. And I think even though I felt like I was safe, I felt like it still was a shot at my game, and so that's why I think I went back on my word saying that I would work with Manfred and T. But I do think that showed some control of the game, and even though I lose, really close to Ali, I was still able to make it here and control kind of like my fate and get out somebody who maybe didn't have my best interest further on that way.
I actually don't think I lied that much, if at all. I think I'm a very honest player. Like, I really do directly say the things that I hear or the things that are just coming from my own brain that I would like to spread to other people, most of which are truths. I think the biggest time I would have lied in the game was at the final 8 during the challenge round. I knew that I wanted to win that challenge really badly because 1, memory is like the one thing I have, and 2, I knew the game was splintering and a lot of people wanted to take shots, so I let everyone else kind of cannibalize on one another, and then after that deliberation, I told all of you what you wanted to hear. Like, I would have never done that. I can't believe they did that. And like, I got everyone in that moment, I believe, to believe that if I voted, I would have voted with them. And I think that's probably the biggest lie I told, because I do believe in that moment I probably would have voted Andre in with Santi and Manfred and T. And that's probably the route it goes. In terms of like my honesty, because I would like to elaborate if given the opportunity to do so. I made 3 real promises in this game, one of which was the final 2 with Manfred, the final 3 with Manfred and Santi, and then when Santi got voted out, Manfred and I believe, pulled T into a new trio, and those are the only people I really promised that I would not turn on those people. Anthony and I, pretty much, I'd say, like, Final Four-ish, we're taking each other, right? Like, because, like, we wanted to, but Anthony and I, regardless of how close we are, we're not working together most of the day. I do believe he wanted me out of the final 8, but it ended up flipping, and I just think, like, throughout the way, I was very honest with my intentions with people and wanted to communicate that honesty, regardless of the beginning of the chaos that started in the beginning of the game. There's method to the madness.
All right, you guys, questions are up, and I'll get your votes. Huh?
Closing statements.
Oh yeah, closing statements. Sorry. All right, closing statements. I will start with Johnny.
Cool. There's something I would like to touch on that Anthony said in his opening, which I think I would like to refute. Anthony said that the challenge, Big Brother, Survivor are the three aspects that he probably believes he played the best, but I think there were 2 times in this game where Anthony got outplayed specifically by me. One was in a Survivor round when Andre went home. The other was in the Big Brother round when he wanted Athena to go home and we ended up keeping Sivo. I got my way in both of those situations, and then when it came to the challenge, I won an elimination, I won a daily, and I won the mini final. So all 3 of those situations where the challenge was a thing, I am not a challenge guy, and you guys saw me absolutely blow those challenges at the start of the day and a lot of challenges throughout the day. But when it mattered most, I clutched it. And I clutched it because I knew how much my ass was on the line to make sure that I won those challenges to get myself here, because otherwise I do not think most of you wanted to sit here with me. So I do believe that in all 3 of those situations, I did really pull it out in all different 3 formats, and I believe that that is something I did really well throughout the day. I stayed very loyal to the people I chose to be loyal to. I did not want to work with my best friends that were here because I did not think that would be as fun. Like, no offense to obviously anyone that is not mentioned here, but like Andre, Anthony, and like I talk to them all the time, but I did not want to work with them predominantly. That's why I chose to work with the 2 of you and try to have a relationship with you and Sivo, and really try to pull in John until he tried to screw me over and bring up the whole mole thing that I brought up there. So there are a lot of relationships I really tried to play. I feel like I aced all 3 of the aspects of the game and would love to be rewarded with the win between Collision.
Thank you, Anthony.
My final statement, I think Johnny is a very good talker. I think you look at the end of the day of the facts, I also won the first challenge of the day. I won multiple HOHs. We won the Survivor Mini Challenge. The challenge things I can do. Furthermore, I think he says he didn't really work with people he knew. I think he knew pretty much everyone he worked with. Anyways, I did work with John. John was somebody who I was working very closely with, tried to convince Manfred to flip on him. That was me trying to work outside of comfort zone. I worked really closely with Athena. I really wanted to see how far we could get together. And even Sivo at the end of the day, I mean, they were really mad at me, but I think the fact that I could have lost that final HOH, and I think both of them would have taken me to the final 2. I think at the end of the day, my social, even after trying to get Sivo out multiple times throughout the day, I think at final 5, when I chose to put up Johnny and I backdoored Johnny and put him on the block because I couldn't trust Johnny to do what I wanted to do, and I kept Sivo in the game. I knew that I honestly didn't really care who went home between the 2 of them, and that's why I put Johnny out. And Sivo returned that in favor by wanting to take me to the final 2. I think I made a lot of smart moves today. I think Johnny's a great talker. I think at the end of the day, I ultimately had more control of the game from the challenges, but also from the social standpoint and the voting standpoint. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not perfect. I did not control the entire game. Obviously, you saw Andre go. Obviously, you saw Athena go. But I think, from picking myself up after that point, I think I won the challenge I needed to win, but also put the people on the block where I needed to put them on the block in order to get myself to the position. And still sad at the final 3 where both of them did. I think we've been on the gas from the start, and
All right.
Thank you. Final 2, and thank you, Jerry.
You guys are some fucking talkers.
That was better than the last final. All right, guys. So we do have 2 votes already locked in, but I'm going to take you guys from the moments that you guys got out first to go vote. Okay. So I think the first one here was.
When you decide who you're gonna vote for, don't say the name. We just want a description.
I don't know.
No, I know.
You're towards everybody.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
They can't see this far. Well, girl, 21 goes in LASIK is a thing.
It is, sister, but they don't have X-ray vision. I'm voting for the bitch that I respect the fucking most.
Thank you.
Andre. No, isn't it you, Andre? Didn't she make it longer than you? Who got out first? Yeah, Andre. You made me repeat that out loud? All right. Give a description, but not the person that you're voting for.
I think they both played some great games. Overall, I think I was just more loyal to this person, and I think they both eloquently gave good speeches, but yeah, just who I think played it better.
Thank you, Andre. Athena! All right, you're giving a description of who you're voting for, but not the name. Okay?
Okay.
Athena, I'm loving this renaissance of Athena right now.
Yeah.
She's killing the games.
Thank you.
Someone called you mother today.
Really?
They were like, not mother, Athena. And I was like,
That sounds so sweet.
I love you.
Like, I don't hate that. Like, that sounds so sweet. Okay, so how do I want to say this?
You're voting for a winner.
Exactly. So I'm trying to make sure I word this correctly. Oh my gosh. Who am I voting for? I'm putting... I can't tell. Oh my gosh. I'm picking this person because despite everything that's happened today within the game, social, strategy, the whole thing, I feel like this person deserves to win. I feel like they did play a good game. You know, I've talked to both of them. You know, I worked with all of them. So, you know, I just feel like one person did a smidge better than the other person, but I still love them both. I think they both did amazing, considering what they had and what they dealt with. Did that make sense?
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so picture.
I'm just blocking your view. Yeah.
Thank you. Why was I gonna say Milford?
Yeah.
Manfred! Is that like a New Jersey city or town? Milford?
Milford, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I keep calling Milford, yeah.
So you're gonna just kind of give a reason why you're voting for the person but you're not gonna like say the name.
Okay, well, I want to vote for both of them.
Okay, but you can't.
It's not since I know both of them. I want both of them to win, but only one can. But I'm voting for this person because they have not lied to me this entire game. They were truthful the entire time. And I do think they were strategically more in control and were fine. And it sucks and it's frustrating because both of them are there because of me. So it sucks that I'm here voting for a winner instead of being voted for. But that's my piece.
Period.
T!
No, but first it's 3-3. So T is what they guess deciding.
Yeah.
You're giving a description of who you're voting for, but not the name.
He's fat and has red hair.
All right. Wonder who that is. I should have said why you're voting for them.
Yeah.
Thank you, T. All right, so we have an official winner. And it's very, very close. I can't believe it, honestly.
I thought the person was gonna get wiped out more,
Yeah, it's really close.
but they made the losing. Yeah, we'll talk after. But
We'll
go
talk
ahead.
after.
1, 2, 3.
I'm going based on John first, right?
Wait, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C for John, C, Andre, Manfred, Athena. Who am I missing? I should have 7, right? Athena, Manfred, Andre, and Santi. Oh, I have too many pockets. That's the problem. So, Anthony, Johnny, Johnny. Do you want this fucking song? The final two is like standing right here.
I know, this is so quick. I was gonna last a lot longer.
Hey Johnny, can I have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I definitely had a lot more fun this time. We were all stressed out. Like halfway through it.
Are we setting up?
The games just get better and better because I feel like people are starting to learn how to play it.
Yes. All right, guys.
All right.
Well, first of all, I just want to say congratulations to the final two. We got through 8 people. It was a short day, but it was a great game today, and I'm just glad you guys all played and had fun. Had a good time. I know I did. I don't know if you guys have any final statements.
Congratulations to the final 2. Thank you everybody for coming out to play. Hope you guys had fun. I was just telling Kevin, the collision game just keeps getting better and better. I feel like everybody's starting to get the gist of it. So season 3 is definitely one for the watch. And good luck to both of you.
Everyone really brought it, despite like being the smallest cast. I feel like it was the most game, if that makes any sense. You guys really brought it, so thank you.
Yes. So now we're moving on to the very final vote of Collision Season 3, and that's for the winner of Season 3. First vote, he's not here with us, but John voted for Anthony. Second person out of the game was Santi, and he voted for Johnny. 1-1. Third person out of the game was Andre, and he voted for Anthony. That's 2 Anthony, 1 Johnny. Fourth person out of the game was Athena, and she voted for, or sorry, I should say in jury, she voted for Anthony. That's 3 Anthony, 1 Johnny. Fifth person in jury voted for, this is Manfred, Johnny. That's 3 for Anthony, 2 for Johnny. Sixth person in jury was T. The vote was for Johnny.
Johnny fucking Stockton, baby.
And that's Johnny fucking Stockton
And in
on the card.
true collision fashion, it comes down to 1 vote. We are tied 3-3.
We have a very intense finale with a 3-4 votes. And the person who's also not present, Sibo, is the deciding vote for this. And the winner of Season 3 of Collision is... Hi, Johnny. Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
You guys played great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congrats.
So when you guys come back for season 4, it's like, she's like, absolutely.
That's Johnny fucking Stockton, baby.
Y'all did.
I did it. I voted for Anthony. And who the fuck let Johnny win?
I'm glad you got to run.
Fuck off.
It's just funny because you were an alternate coming into this. You said you don't win these games, and you just won. I mean, I think this is a sign that you should just play Dre Media things.
I want to say how impressive it is to go from a literal host production member to just be like, I'm going to play. Nobody really gave a fuck. He's like, yeah, let's let him play. He has the most connections in the game, and he got the most to win.
Yeah, I mean,
You did control most of the game, I will
I'm very
say.
surprised. I do think that a lot of people did not want me in the finale, but I put myself in a position where they had to take me to the finale.
You finished the mini final, and you finished it in first place.
And I knew which 4 jury votes I needed, and through my answers, I calculated for those 4, and I'm very elated. I got to play, which I just don't get to do that often. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Dre and Kevin and Will, of course, for having me. I'll take the dub. I'll take the dub.
Woo! 4-3 is crazy.
Question.
Yeah.
He cuts you at Final 3. Sibo versus
Oh,
Anthony.
Johnny Anthony wasn't gonna vote. Of course I vote for Anthony.
Yeah.
Again, my thought was I didn't know where everyone's votes were. Genuinely.
You really thought, but you truly thought.
You just Cody Calafiori'd yourself.
No, listen.
Pause.
I just
Also,
explained
we're not
it.
gonna do the thing where we relive the decisions.
Yeah.
Where
I
Anthony
just-
won or
I
lost
just-
the game.
I just explained it. I the only people's votes where I knew where they'd come to me, genuinely knew they'd always come to me, was Athena and John if Siva was in the game. I didn't